investigating what happened, whether you can do this or not, what about attempts to directly find the children who are now in their 60s?
Part of it is find children, and we now know we have several adoptees that went to us and asked for help because there is a problem about getting access to the files in the adoption, official adoption השירות למען הילד inside Israel. There is problems even to adopt a child to find its sources, and you probably can guess why. I want to share one child that actually met his parents, and I documented him on video last week, and he went to the media, and he is online now with his story, so I can actually talk about his case. And he says that his adoptive parents were living in Kibbutz Amir, and the mother was pregnant, and she had instruction from the kibbutz movement to make an abortion because it doesn't suit the kibbutz that she will have a child at this very time. It was not convenient. So she made abortion because she obeyed the demand, and she became sterile because of this abortion. So the movement owed them a child. So they took a child from a family from I think it was from Tunis, from North Africa, Tunis or Libya, North Africa. They took a child from Rambam. They put it in Omna in Haifa, and then they gave this couple from Kibbutz Amir the child. And the birth mother, she didn't believe that her child was dead because it made no sense. He was doing fine, and one day he was dead. And she made a personal protest before the Aliyah establishment, and nothing helped. So she, because of this event, she lost her mind, and she was hospitalized in a psychiatric facility till the day she died. And he met her eventually in this facility, and in a psychiatric hospital. The father died from a heartbreak in the age of, I think, 36, very young. So the family was destroyed. There was no one to even make a formal complaint. This is a case that is not included in the 1,053 complaints because there were no parents to complain. They were broken. One died, one hospitalized, and he met eventually the mother at the end of her life, and he now wants to sue the state for what they did.
Are there siblings?
Yeah, he met his siblings, and you have to understand there is no happy ending in these cases, because it's not like you grew up with your biological siblings. It's like you meet an older person, which have a very different cultural identity. So it's not like me and my brothers.
Are they able to confirm things like this with DNA? How did you find the thing?
He found his adopting file. So the adopting file, they didn't think that to my opinion, they didn't see any threat in him because they didn't think he was one of the kidnapped children. They thought he was a regular case. So they gave him the details, and he went to the biological family, which happens to live in the same city where he was living in. And everybody tells him, well, you look like this person. Are you related to him? And he said, no way. But when he went to the adoption file, he realized that this person was his brother, actually. And he looks like him. and it was in Akko, and the detailed, the more detailed story is now in Ynet and in our Facebook.
If I remember, this guy though wasn't an ordinary guy. He was a police detective, okay, and he swindled his way into this, okay. An ordinary person couldn't do it. So, in the whole
No,
system,
he's not a policeman. His name is Tzvi Amiri, and he was adopted in Kibbutz Amir. There are others.
There was one like that, but-
He refers to some other guy, and we now know that in another case of an adopted girl, Yigal Alon gave her as a present to a family in Kibbutz Genusar, as a present.
Present?
You were able
Yeah.
to trace it to Yigal Alon?
Yeah. Who wants to ask first? Yeah.
we gotta finish, so let's
So,
make it
so it's a blessing to hear the truth. The Torah way and the prophets and Nevi'ei Israel is to reveal the problems, to fix it, not to put it under the rug. And Baruch Hashem, you're
Yeah.
doing this, absolutely. So the question is, when I made Aliyah from California 42 years ago,
Yeah.
I was so happy. And right away I met Temanim and here in Yerushalayim, and they told me this right away. And I believed them because many of I got details and so on. And I had no reason not to believe them. So, and I know how governments work, especially the Bolshevik thing. I think we need a total change in this because the spirit of this is continuing, and this problem isn't even fixed or admitted by the government.
No.
So to me, we don't have a constitution. The Torah is our constitution. It doesn't matter if they're datim or rabbanim; they don't always follow the Torah either. So we need a revolution of tshuva and love to unite all Israel in the Torah, and only this way we will have justice and peace and victory over any enemies. But our first enemy we met the enemy. It's us. And it's just so, I don't want to admit this. I have friends in America that tell me this. They say, I thought it's leftist propaganda in some details. But all these things are coming true, that I've seen this from many, many sources. And what do the Chachmei Teman, what do they say we should do?
Well, we have rabbis in our group called Achim V'Kayamim, and we are an NGO. And we have rabbis from the highest level in the Yemenite community. Rabbi Korach, which is the oldest of the Rabbi Shlomo Korach, the rabbi of Bnei Brak, and he is the oldest one. And Rabbi Arusi from Kiryat Ono. They are part of our campaign or support our campaign. And look, they. You know, if I look about traditional leadership, which is mostly rabbis, they were broken here because there was forced secularization. When Yemenites came here, people were cutting the children's payos. You know about this. And there was another investigation committee about the forced secularization and the cutting of payot in schools and in transient camps of children. And this committee, by the way, found the Yemenites to be correct, by the way. And it was during the first Ben Gurion government. And so one of the chief rabbis that came here, Rabbi Al-Sheikh, Yehli Al-Sheikh,
סיכום, כן.
בבקשה, אם
אפשר 5 דקות?
that the state of Israel and maybe others, Jewish agency or whatever, stole the Al-Sheikh library, synagogue library. It was brought to Aden only to be stolen by the officials of the Jewish agency, the Israel or whoever was there. And he said, we are in exile in the land of Israel, which means that we didn't do Aliyah. We were just coming to another exile. We are not the landlords here. We are just like in Yemen. if you so. And we know now that there were Yemenite rabbis that wrote traditional poems about how Yemen is the homeland and Israel is the exile. One of them was published in Haaretz not so long ago. So they are with us, they are not giving up, and we think that without the truth we cannot be together. The lies are kind of a wall between parts of Israel. Let me say about unity inside Israel. You know that in the United States, marriages rate between Jews and Gentiles are about
70%.
70%. You know what? Between Ashkenazim and Mizrahim, the rates of marriage in Israel is
24.
third.
It's even
A
higher.
third?
Yeah,
Third,
I thought it 25%, but okay.
Yeah, it's
30.
about a third, and I heard sociologists that says this is the peak, the theoretical peak inside Israel, which I think the comparison of the two percentages gives you an insight of what is happening here in Israel, I think, better than anything that I will say now.
Thank you very much, Rafi.
I'll talk about
It's a
it.
real treat.